Welcome back. Conversations about your end-of-life wishes. It can sometimes feel very awkward and uncomfortable, but there is a new eco-friendly choice that is creating quite a buzz around the country.
Yeah, it's actually called Green Cremation, and there's only one place in our state that's currently offering this sustainable option for memorializing a loved one. We sent Nicole Nalepa to the Thomas F. Tierney Funeral Home in Manchester to learn all about it.
I know that I am the first person to offer this in the state. I honestly hope that I'm not the last.
Thomas J. Tierney is the third-generation owner of the Thomas F. Tierney Funeral Home in Manchester. For nearly 70 years, he and his family have been helping people face the hardest times of their lives, and that is the moment when we lose a loved one. It's a special job that takes special kinds of people, like his grandmother.
Red, they called her, and she was the best. She was, well, she was just a good, faithful, caring community person. And it's like the way, almost like the way things should be. She was really great. And my father as well. He's an amazing, the reason I'm doing this is because I looked up to him growing up saying, that's the guy I want to be. Everybody loved my dad.
After taking over the funeral home from his dad 4 years ago, Thomas realized that he wanted to do something to honor the work of generations before him, while also adding his own value to the business. This led to the creation of the Green Cremation, which is an environmentally conscious and innovative end-of-life service through alkaline hydrolysis.
We're using water and alkali to get to the same end result as cremation would get to.
This is also referred to as aquamation or water cremation. And what makes it so sustainable?
It's really just going from a deceased individual to a cremated form in a cleaner way.
The method does not emit greenhouse gases and significantly reduces the carbon footprint by 90% compared to traditional burial or flame cremation.
With the water cremation process, the end result is so fine and it's almost like a talcum powder. It's very soft and gentle.
This is something even South African bishop and human rights activist Desmond Tutu wanted for himself.
Eco-warrior is what they call them, and he sought this out for his own disposition. And that's what really got, when I saw that, I was like, this is an extraordinarily religious person that cares about the environment tremendously.
What is equally extraordinary is how ready the public was for this new kind of sustainable form of disposition. And this is all since March of this year, which is when the first water cremation took place in the state of Connecticut.
It exceeded my expectations for the number of people that have actually chosen this for disposition at this point. And my feeling is that it's only going to increase as the word gets around.
And it's not just local clients who have been contacting Thomas about the Green Cremation.
We're the first water cremation facility south of Belfast, Maine, and north of Charlotte, North Carolina.
So far, Thomas has helped families as far south as Philadelphia and as far northeast as Cape Cod.
I really think that in central Connecticut, we can make a huge difference because we're touching on Boston, New York, and a major hub of our country that it can really get the word out there and bring this up to a level that it hasn't been at before.
And the amount of passion, care, and comfort Thomas and his team bring to the table with the Green Cremation is very reminiscent to the spirit his grandparents held when they started the Thomas F. Tierney Funeral Home.
Death is hard, and it's hard because of how well we loved, right? I have found that this conversation, even if the sustainability or the water cremation isn't for you, has cracked the door on that conversation.
A conversation that gives us a choice before we leave this world.
Regardless of who we are, where we're from, it's a conversation that every single one of us is going to have at some point. And if we can get a little bit ahead of it and get some idea, talking to a friend, a loved one, call your local funeral director, any of those things, just starting that conversation will prove invaluable in the grieving process.
As for the Green Cremation, Thomas is on the precipice of something much bigger with what he's offering.
I'm kind of looking at it as we're expanding our service area footprint while we make our footprint that we're leaving behind smaller.
right, to learn more about the Green Cremation, please visit thegreencremation.com or give them a call at 860-649-1222 and tell them you heard about them on Great Day, Connecticut.